Welcome to Ukulele 101. We are going to be learning how to tune the ukulele, how to hold the ukulele, how the ukulele is set up, and even where the ukulele came from. And that will set us up for our next lesson on how to actually get started playing. So the ukulele is Hawaiian in origin, of course, but it descends from a Portuguese instrument that was imported into Hawaii with Portuguese immigrants, and then the Hawaiian Islanders turned it into the ukulele we know today based on their own system of music. Now, this is tuned much different than you would expect if you've ever played guitar or bass or any other strings instrument. The top string is actually not the lowest as you would expect on virtually every other string instrument. It is actually the second highest. The lowest string, pitch-wise, is actually the second string down, and that is C. Then right below that, position-wise, not note-wise, is your E right above the C. Then your top string is G. And then A is on the bottom. So going pitch-wise upward, you actually go 2, 3, 1, 4, which makes you run into some trouble once you start trying to finger pick and arpeggio and stuff. But we'll get it figured out in future lessons. For right now, we're gonna start learning how to actually tune the instrument. So, in order from top to bottom, you have G, C, E, A, as you might have figured out from what I just talked about. But when should you actually tune your ukulele? Should you tune it every time you get it out of the case? Well, it kind of depends on how much you're playing your ukulele, how new your ukulele is, how new your strings are, a whole bunch of things. The weather, anything you can think of can impact your ukulele tuning. But a good frame reference is to check your ukulele's tuning every time you play it, which might sound like a lot, but I'm going to teach you how to check your ukulele's tuning against yourself, and if it's tuned to itself, it's going to sound good as long as you are playing by yourself. Now, once you start playing with other people, you will actually have to tune it to the correct starting pitch, but that is made very easy if you have any kind of manual tuner or even a tuning app on your phone. Works perfectly fine as well. But if you want to tune it to itself, you start from the lowest string in pitch. So as you'll remember before, that's your second string down, your C. And then you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and that gives you your E, which is the next highest string. And then pluck those together, and if they sound consonant, then you're in the clear. If not, you will want to tune this E string, which means you will take this top tuner on the bottom, and to tighten it, aka make the pitch higher, you're going to move it towards yourself. If you want to make the pitch lower or loosen the string, you tune it away from yourself. And then, once you get it in tune, move on to tuning this top string, the G, which instead of starting on the 4th fret on this E string, you will actually fret the 3rd string on that E string that we just tuned. And then strum those together as before. And if you need to adjust, it's this bottom tuning peg closest to you. And it's actually this opposite orientation if you need to tighten or loosen it. So if you need to tighten it or make the pitch higher, you turn it away from yourself. And then if you need to loosen it or make the pitch lower, you turn it towards yourself. Now, a good rule of thumb is to actually end on tuning on tightening it, because that way you're having a strong little twist that will keep your string from being loose. If you loosen it to make the pitch lower and then don't turn it back the other way, then it will much more quickly go out of tune, and then you'll have more problems next time you play. Now, to go on to tuning this top string, you fret the 2 on your G string, and you play them together as before, and then it's the same tuning orientation as that E string. And as you might have figured out from the only tuning peg left, this top one on the side closest to you is for your C string, and it has the same tuning orientation as the G string. Now that pretty much covers on how to tune your instrument, but how do you actually hold it and get started playing? So you want this part right here tucked into the crook of your elbow, and your hand will end up right about at the end of the fretboard, or you might want to adjust to get a little lower over the sound hole, but just find a place that feels comfortable and allows you freedom of movement with your wrist and just slight movement of your forearm. And then your right hand, your left, or it could be your right hand if you're playing a left-handed ukulele. You want your thumb on the back here, and then you want your fingers just loosely arched around so that they can access all of the strings very comfortably and without any tension. And to actually play notes, you want to put the flat hard part at the tip of your finger in the middle of these metal frets, and these frets go up in half steps. So if you're familiar with a piano, they go up by each little key on the piano. I have one here in front of me in case you're wondering why I'm looking down. But to illustrate that, we have our C. Then if we go up one fret, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and then we end up on this string, E, F, F sharp, G, we're on this string, G, G sharp, A, we're on this string, A, B flat, B natural, C. Sorry, I forgot where I was going with it. And in case you did not know, B flat is in harmonic with A sharp. So now that we know how to play it, let's talk about the actual instrument for a second. So what I have in my hands is a tenor ukulele. I 100% recommend it. It's Inya. My sister got it for me a couple Christmases back, and I absolutely love it. It has a great tone. But the most common type of ukulele is actually the soprano, which is much smaller, but is tuned in the exact same octave. So there's no pitch difference if you're playing a soprano along at home. But this one just has a larger body and larger fretboard, and has a bit more meat to its tone, which I really enjoy, because some people will find in the tone of a ukulele grating for some reason, but I personally love the ukulele. even if it is a high little soprano. But that pretty much covers it for this video. And next video, we're actually going to start playing chords and learning some songs. Thank you.